And as you start to land in the position that is the perfect place for practice, why not simply let the body physically land? Sometimes we keep this flighty energy of constant movement towards something in motion to keep the motivation and the momentum up through the day. But here you have the opportunity to dissolve that momentum just for a few moments and settle into the body now. Any attempt for the body to move out of this place, just release that and let the body land. The bones simply get a little bit heavier now for the next few moments. All the muscles of the face start to relax and release, knowing that you do not have to put on a face for practice. You get to let your face completely relax now. And with that comes the jaw releasing and relaxing. And allow that softness to move from the jaw down into the shoulders, so the shoulders just melt toward the ground a fraction more. Letting whatever you have beneath you hold you and support you so that the body can relax. And then we're just going to take some time to shape the breath before we go into the role of observer of our natural breath. So go ahead. Take the deepest breath you've taken all day in through the nose. Fill up the entire body with breath. And then exhale through an open mouth, letting it go. Take two more just like that, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Don't overcomplicate this. The invitation today is to simplify. How can you make the breath even more simple? And then once you've had those arrival breaths, just sealing off the lips and letting the breath move in and out through the nose now. Nasal breathing. And as you start to breathe intentionally through the nose, are you able to just let the body receive a bit of a fuller breath than you usually would? Simply smoothing out the breath for the next few rounds. Making it a little bit longer, a little bit slower, but not overcomplicating this. Simplify. And in the moments of quietude and spaciousness within this practice today, just notice where the mind goes. And gently draw it back into the presence of the breath as we start to expand the breath a little bit more now. We're going to use an equal breath. So we'll be counting to 4 in and 4 out together. So whatever breath is in your body, let it go until there is nothing much left. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And keeping a count for yourself now, in for 4, out for 4, your rhythm. Even and equal breath in and out through the nostrils. And it might help to observe the breath in one particular place as you work the breath in this way. Could be the nose, could be the rib cage. Stay with the breath. Empower the breath. Depreciate the thoughts and empower the breath. Doing this breath technique, equal breath, for this count, you're starting to employ the diaphragm a little bit more. The diaphragm has been linked to brain use and optimal brain expenditure. And apparently, if we have a healthy diaphragm in our later years, we can push Alzheimer's off. So know that this breath can support that. Pretty powerful. Treat this as a practice before we go into more of a guided meditation without the shaping of the breath a bit later. Every time the mind wanders, catch yourself when you can, and without judgment or self-criticism, gently come back to the breath. You might take a deeper breath to reestablish that, and then return and stay with it. If you've drifted away without criticism, come back to the breath. In for 4, out for 4 for just a couple more rounds now. Two more breaths in this way. And then gently, at the end of this round of breath, release that shaping, release that pattern, and just find an easy breath now, natural, fluid. Notice already at this stage in our inward exploration, if anything's changed, if anything's shifted. How do you feel at this stage of our time together? You might not have words, you might not have feelings, but there might be a color present. What color would that be? Nicely done. From here, we're going to be moving into the simple act of breath awareness, becoming an observer, a witness to the breath. And before we get started in that, we just take a moment to really honor and acknowledge the breath that we have been gifted today. For lungs that work, for our filtration system in our nostrils, for supporting the purification of the air coming in, the lungs supporting the transformation of that chemical exchange and releasing a different air out into the environment. We just honor our capacity to breathe simply and profoundly. And we're going to go on the journey of acknowledging the breath in different parts of our body. And we begin with our awareness completely one pointed towards our nose, the nostrils. So for the next few moments, the exploration is to stay with the sensation of the breath at the nostrils. Nothing more, nothing less. And if the mind wanders, take a deeper breath and come back to the sensation at the nose. Letting any external factors of your practice, sounds, sensations, thoughts, infuse what is here. Let them bring you closer to this moment. Breath at the nostrils, coming in and going out. You might even notice a difference in the temperature of the air coming in compared to that of the air going out. Nicely done. From here, I invite you to acknowledge the breath now in the center of the throat. Center of the throat. And if you feel urged to swallow, which a lot of us do when we do this, please feel free to do so. And then notice the breath in the center of the throat. Nothing less, nothing more. Breath in the throat. Simplify. Appreciate the thoughts. Empower the breath. What we appreciate appreciates. Let this be a reciprocal moment with the breath. Nicely done. From here, staying in the presence of the breath, we're now going to draw our single pointed awareness, that one pointed focus now, to the rib cage. The entire space of the rib cage wrapping the front, sides, and back of the chest. And you might even feel the quality of the clothing against your skin as you breathe in and breathe out. You might even sense the air, very thin slice of air between the skin and your clothing. Staying here now in the rib cage with the breath for the next few moments. Nicely done. From here, we're going to go on more of a meandering journey of the breath now. So starting to zoom out, widen the lens, tune back into the breath in the nose, follow it down into the throat and continue to watch it expand the rib cage. And then witness the journey of the breath leaving in the same route that it came in. You can witness this circular exploration of breath coming in, transforming in the lungs, and coming back out through the nasal passages. And if it helps, which sometimes it can, you might find a color. And you might visualize one color coming in, moving through those 3 points. And as you exhale, you might imagine the color changing into something else as it leaves the body. This is the practice for the next few minutes. Stay with it. And if the mind wanders and you catch yourself, gently come back, take a deeper breath. And just a few more rounds with your full awareness placed on the journey of the breath. And ever so gently releasing any visualization you created, releasing even the observation of the breath, and just take a deeper breath in through the nose and wash it all away through the mouth. Notice in this moment how you are perceiving your inner landscape, your inner space after that breath focus practice. And then starting to become aware of the environment in which you find yourself, noticing the sounds around you. Noticing the feeling of the support beneath you holding you. And in your own time, you might start to slowly but surely blink the eyes open and come back into your space. Feeling a little clearer minded, inspired to simplify as you move forward into the rest of the day ahead.